Well, you mentioned the screening. How do guys know what kind of screen to use within the action?
Well, a lot of it's based on where you're at in the court, right? So the guy closest to the middle of the floor a lot of times should be the screener. Like if we're tight, we're going to set back screens. So if we're tight, we're going to set some back screens with either guard or a big guy. If we're wide, we love setting flares. Ball screens are going to be set by. We'll set a bunch of ball screens. A lot of times it's our big guys, but we'll also go guard to guard and ghost and play off that. It's got to give a visual and a verbal. The visual is a fist in the air. The verbal is talking about what the screen's going to be. Just telling the guy, I'm going to screen for you, Tony. Tony, flare, flare, flare. Guy talking early. The old early, loud, and often. You talk about on defense, the same thing on offense. I think actually you should talk more on offense than you do on defense as far as calling out what you're doing, your cuts, your reads. And we do set a lot of screens. We want to cut, and cutting is a big part of what we do. So we actually the ratio should be about 3-to-1 on cuts to screen. So we'll still screen, but we like to cut and move and then screen. And the screens become more effective the more you cut. So but the same thing. It's got to be a feel for it. Like we'll watch today. We want our bigs when they're wide to set flare screens. They should be flaring all the time. Our guards, I love our guards when they cut through. They should look to back screen. A simple rule is once you're a cutter, you should be a screener, and once you're a screener, you should be a cutter. Just to kind of those are rules we talk about. Like, hey, once I come through on a cut, I make a basket cut. I should be looking to screen, set up usually a back screen if it's happening in the flow of the offense.
Do the guards know? Are they like hunting in particular certain positions to get like that guard to big switch, or are guys like looking for those types of things, or does it more of just come out of like where they're positioned on the floor?
Yeah, I think the term you use there, hunting screens, is a great term. We like to hunt back screens, especially if you're a shooter, if you're a guard who can really shoot the ball, or a driver too. Because if you set a good back screen, guy comes off, your man helps, you catch it, guy you get a closeout, now you can drive the closeout. So we're looking to set back screens. Like guards are setting those things, and even like UCLA screens or flare screens, like those guys are looking for certain actions, obviously. And it depends on who you are. We're not our guard setting a guard to big flare screen is not necessarily as effective. But if that happens, then we'll tell the guard, hey, you should look to slip. If it's a guard to big, let's slip that back screen, that flare screen, and get into something else. And so yeah, they're hunting certain action for sure. And we know like we make some inside cuts and things like that. Like we know if I hit a certain guy who's a great driver, and it's an inside cut, he's probably going to drive the ball right off that guy's cut. So it's like there's a certain way of playing we talk about all the time, and I think that takes time. Like we do 2-on-2 motion every day. We do 2-on-2 breakdown motion, and there's times it's sloppy, but I know if we do it and continue to do it every day, and it'll get better. And by the time we get to January, February, we'll be pretty good in our motion.